Good morning, dear students. Last class we studied about isomerism. So today here we are going to discuss about electron displacement in covalent bonds. So you know in organic compound the bonds are generally covalent in nature. So a covalent bond consists of a shared pair of electrons between two atoms. So this shared pair of electron, there is in covalent molecules in the organic compounds, the shared pair of electron, the mobility or the displacement of the shared pair of electron takes place. So the displacement takes place either of their own or under the influence of some other reagents. So this in this way, this displacement is of two types. One is permanent effect due to the permanent effect, and another temporary effect. So different physical and chemical properties of organic compounds such as bond length, bond strength, dipole moment, the polarity, or acidic character of some acids, and the basic strength of some bases, and the reactivity of these compounds. All these depends on this electron displacement or the mobility of electrons. The mobility of electrons or the electron displacement. Okay, so there are four types of effects which explains the mobility of these electrons. So that are inductive effect, resonance effect, electromagnetic effect, and another known as hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. So there are four types of effect due to which the movement or the mobility of electrons takes place, and in these effects explains the different characteristics of organic compounds. Let us discuss one by one. So first come to inductive effect. So what is inductive effect? So this inductive effect is a permanent effect by virtue of which there is displacement of electrons in sigma bond in a carbon chain. Displacement of electrons takes place in the sigma bonds in a carbon chain. Now look here, suppose there is a carbon chain and at one end there is one more electronegative atom is present. So if more electronegative atom is present, then what happens? The shared pair of electron shifted towards more electronegative atom. So this atom attracts the shared pair of electron towards it. And this atom attracts the shared pair of electron towards it. In this atom get partial negative charge. And this carbon, suppose this is the sigma bond, the carbon chain sigma bond is there. This is the carbon atom that get partial positive charge. So this gets partial negative charge and this gets partial positive charge. Now to compensate this positive charge of this carbon atom, now this carbon again that pull electron towards this carbon. Okay, or you can say this carbon push electron from this carbon. So now first this halogen atom that attracts the electron pair towards it. Halogen or any electronegative group electron. There is we can say we withdraw electron from the carbon chain. We can say it's electron withdrawing group. Okay, so this group is one electron withdrawing group. If this group is present or more electronegative atom or group is present, then that group attracts the electron pair towards it. As a result, this atom get partial negative charge and this atom get partial positive charge. And to reduce the partial positive charge of this carbon and again the second carbon. So this is C1. The second carbon now pull electron towards this carbon. So now push electron towards this carbon. Or we can say the C1 to pull electron towards from pull electrons from this carbon. Okay, in this way, the displacement of electron first takes place from here to here, and to compensate this, now this electron, this carbon, the push electron towards this, release electron towards this carbon. In this way, what it does not totally the electron, the shift of total electron does not take place, only partial it shifts. So what is the positive charge here? So this positive charge partially neutralized by the electrons of carbon number 2, this carbon number 3, this carbon number 2. Here also they develops, so due to this there also develops some partial positive charge. Okay, and again to compensate this positive charge, again this carbon release electron towards this carbon. As a result, it also becomes partial positive and this is partially neutralized. So double dash. Okay, and again this carbon, 4 number carbon, this also releases towards this, and then it becomes, we can say this delta plus dash. Actually, from 4 number carbon atom, this effect decreases, that becomes negligible. From 4 number carbon atoms, this effect negligible. So that effect, by virtue of which the electron pair shifted towards the more electronegative atom through the carbon chain, to the carbon chain, or the sigma bond of this carbon chain, that effect is called inductive effect. Okay, so that is this is a permanent effect. As this atom is present, this electron displacement is always there. So in this way, this is a permanent effect. So inductive effect is a permanent. So total electron do not leave their position. Only the shifting of electron takes place partially. You know, but how it happens in case of HCl? If chlorine is more electronegative than the hydrogen, then the electron partially shift towards chlorine, not completely shift towards chlorine. So in this way, here also the same. If one atom is more electronegative than other, then this electron pair shifted towards this. So this effect is called inductive effect. So this inductive effect is of two types. One is your positive inductive effect, another is known as negative inductive effect. So negative inductive effect means if electron withdrawing group, so which withdraws electron or more electronegative group is present than that of carbon, then the electron pair shifted towards more electronegative atom and through this sigma bond of carbon atoms. So that effect is called minus I effect. That effect is called minus I effect. So and the group which shows this minus I effect are known as, we can say, the minus I groups. And some examples of this minus I groups are NO2 group, then COOH group, CN group, halogens, chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. So these groups are generally, these are minus I effect, or these are your minus I groups. And presence of this creates minus I effect. Okay. Similarly, if any group present which is less electronegative than carbon, if this is less electronegative, Z is there, and this is less electronegative than carbon, we can say carbon is more electronegative, and then carbon is more electronegative than this, then what happens? So this group releases electron. So carbon is more electronegative than this, then what happens? Carbon attracts the shell of electron, or we can say this group releases electron towards carbon. So if this group releases electron towards carbon, in this way, this type of effect arises. Actually, so if it releases towards it, then in this way, this type of effect arises. So these group which releases electron towards carbon, that are called plus I groups. That are plus I groups, and that effect caused by these plus I groups are electron releasing groups. These are electron releasing groups or electron donating groups. These are electron withdrawing groups. Okay, so electron releasing groups, the present that effect caused by this electron releasing groups, the plus I group is known as plus I effect. So that are known, that effect is known as a plus I effect. So inductive effect is of two types. Positive inductive effect and negative inductive effect. If any atom or group which is more electronegative than the carbon present, then that creates minus I effect. If any group or atom which is less electronegative than carbon, then that releases electrons towards carbon, then that effect is called cross-eye effect. So all alkyl groups, trimethyl group and isopropyl group, okay, this group and methyl group. So more, so you can say the presence of these alkyl groups. These alkyl groups, these are generally cross-eye nature. Look here also. If this is electron withdrawing, then these groups are electron releasing groups. So the effect is known as cross-eye effect or cross-eye group. Okay. Next, what is the effect of this inductive effect? What are the effects? What are the applications of this inductive effect? So, applications of this inductive effect is diagram. It explains the relative acidic strength of carboxylic acids. It explains the relative acidic strength of carboxylic acids. Look here. Suppose we can say this is formic acid and another, this is acetic acid. Formic acid and this is acetic acid. So, any substance is said to be acid if it has a tendency to give H plus ion, if it has a tendency to give H plus ion, and more is the tendency to give the H plus ion, more is its acidic character. Look here, if you compare between this formic acid or methanoic acid and ethanoic acid, and then this methyl group, this is electron releasing nature. So it releases electrons towards this carbon. As carbon becomes more electronegative, then it releases electron towards oxygen, and again this oxygen becomes more electronegative. So as the oxygen becomes more electronegative, it attracts the H plus ion. So in this the tendency to release H plus ion here decreases. The tendency to release H plus ion here decreases. As a result, the acidic strength of acetic acid decreases. But here there is no presence of methyl group, there is no presence of cross-eye effect. In this way, it is acidic because oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. As oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, it attracts the electron pair towards the shared pair of electron of OH bond towards it. It attracts the shared pair of electron towards it, and as a result, removal of H plus becomes easier. In this way, it becomes more acidic than this. But look here, if there is presence of chloroacetic acid. Chloro means so acidic acid, this is CH2, C double bond O, OH, and here one chlorine atom present. So CH2 to this CH2 I can write H here and H here. And you know this inductive effect only applicable in sigma bond. So to this OH I can also write like this. This is OH. So this chlorine is being more electronegative. It attracts the electron towards itself. In this way it will become negative, it becomes positive. So as it becomes positive, it attracts the electron pair of next carbon. So it attracts the electron pair of next carbon. Now it becomes positive. As it becomes positive, to compensate its charge, it again attracts electron from this OH bond. Again it attracts electron from this OH bond. As it attracts the electron from the OH bond, this oxygen atom gets partial positive charge. It gets positive charge. So as electron withdrawal takes place, in this way it becomes partial positive charge. So as this oxygen becomes partial positive charge, and oxygen by nature this is electronegative and it acquires positive charge. In this way the electron pair, it attracts the shared pair of electron towards it. As it attracts the shared pair of electron towards it, then the release of H plus becomes easier. Release of H plus becomes easier. In this way, chloroacetic acid is a stronger acid than that of acetic acid. Chloroacetic acid is a stronger acid than that of acetic acid. Similarly, if there is more number of presence of this group, then what happens? Look up, if you compare about dichloroacetic acid, this is CH, Cl, C, double bond O, OH. Then what happens? There is one electron withdrawing, another electron withdrawing. In this way, it becomes more electronegative, it becomes more positive. It attracts this carbon again towards it. As a result, it again attracts electron towards it. So oxygen now becomes more positive. It becomes more positive. So positive do not remain nearer. In this way, removal of H plus again becomes easier. So as a result, removal of H plus becomes easier. So dichloroacidic acid is more acidic than chloroacidic acid, and this is more acidic than acetic acid, and there is no plus side group. In this way, this is acidic, more acidic than acetic acid. Similarly, if we compare about trichloroacetic acid, CCl, Cl, C double bond O, OH. It attracts electron. These are 3 electron withdrawing groups. In this way, this becomes more negative than, it becomes more, this carbon become more negative and this oxygen become more positive. As a result, removal of H plus become easier. So in this way, if we compare, if the more the number of minus I effect or minus I group, more is its acidic strength. So in this way, this is more acidic than this. Okay, and then this. Similarly, if we compare about acetic acid and another propanoic acid, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, OH. Now this methyl group, that is what? That is electron releasing nature. So it releases electron towards this carbon. And this carbon as becomes more electronegative, it again releases towards this carbon, and again this carbon releases electron towards oxygen. As a result, this oxygen becomes more electronegative. So as it becomes more negative, the release of H plus becomes difficult. In this way, this is less acidic than acetic acid. This is less acidic than acetic acid. That means presence of plus I group or alkyl groups decreases the acidic strength, while the presence of minus I group increases the acidic strength. And more is the number of minus I group, more is its acidic strength. Similarly, and more is the tendency of electron withdrawing, more is its acidic strength. For example, if we compare between fluoroacetic acid and chloroacetic acid, FCH2 CuOH and ClCH2CuOH. So it is more electronegative than fluorine. In this, electron withdrawing nature of fluorine is greater than that of chlorine. As a result, this becomes the chloroacetic acid is more acidic than chloroacetic acid. Similarly, if we compare about nitroacetic acid, NO2 CH2 CuOH, it becomes more acidic than fluoro and chloro, because nitro group has more tendency to attract electron than others, fluorine and chlorine. In this way, it is more acidic than this, and this is more acidic than this. So the acidic character of compounds can be explained with the help of this inductive effect. Similarly, we can compare the basic character. The presence of plus I effect increases the basic character, whereas presence of minus I effect decreases the basic character. You know, ammonia is basic in nature. So it is basic in nature due to two concepts. One is Lowry-Bronsted concept, and another is the Lewis theory. According to Bronsted-Lowry concept, any substance, any species which has a tendency to receive H plus ion is known as a base. And according to Lewis concept, any substance which has a tendency to donate a pair of electrons is known as a base. So as ammonia, there is a presence of lone pair of electrons. In this way, it can donate the lone pair of electrons to other. So in this way, it acts as a base. So this is a Lewis base. Similarly, it has also the tendency to receive a pair of electrons. As this is electron rich in nature, in this way, it can receive one H plus ion. Protonation becomes easier. So it can form NH4 plus. So in this way, this is again basic in nature. So like this, if there is presence of methyl diamine, if hydrogen is replaced by ammonia group, then CH3 and H. Now you know this methyl group is electron releasing nature. This is electron releasing nature. It releases electron towards nitrogen. So as it releases electron towards nitrogen, the electron density on nitrogen atom increases. As the electron density on nitrogen atom increases, it gives electron. That means the electron density of nitrogen atom increases. So in this receive of H plus become more easier than that of ammonia. So when there is presence of H plus, so the receive of H plus become more easier than that of ammonia. In this way, amines are more basic than that of ammonia. And suppose this is methylamine is more basic. Suppose you consider about ethyl, dimethylamine, then CH3 and another CH3 and here H. So this releases electron towards nitrogen and this releases electron towards nitrogen. And here again the electron density of nitrogen atom increases. As the electron density of nitrogen atom increases, receive of H plus it becomes more easier here. In this way it acts as a stronger base than methylamine, than ammonia. But when you compare about ethylamine, CH3, CH2 and here H and H. So if you compare between this dimethylamine and ethylamine, now this group releases electron, now this group releases electron. So ammonia is basic. Now methyl group and ethyl group, they releases electron towards nitrogen. So as they releases electron towards nitrogen, as this group releases towards nitrogen, so this inductive effect decreases as the length of carbon atom. The inductive effect decreases as the length of carbon atom decreases. So if your first carbon, how much it releases electron towards nitrogen, the second carbon releases less. So in this way, up to second carbon atom, this effect is less. But here in both cases, this is the primary, first carbon. Here also first carbon, here also first carbon. So this is the first carbon, second carbon. The second carbon has less tendency to release electron than that of the first carbon, and here both sides are first carbon. So as both sides are first carbon, inductive effect decreases as the carbon chain increases. In this way, first carbon releases electron. Here it releases electron more than that of ethylamine. So in dimethylamine, the plus side effect is more than that of ethylamine. In this way, this one is more basic than this one. So dimethylamine is more basic than ethylamine. So it explains the relative acidic and basic character in this way. Next here, I want to say it also explains the relative polarity of alkyl halides. Suppose I consider about methyl chloride, CH3Cl and another CH3CH2Cl. So between methyl chloride and ethyl chloride, methyl chloride, so this one is more polar than that of this. That is also due to this inductive effect. Okay. So now I think you are clear what is inductive effect, what are the types of inductive effect, what are the characteristics of inductive effect, and what are the application of inductive effect. Now it is time to note down. So electron displacement in covalent bond. So electronic displacement in covalent bond present in organic molecules. Organic molecules may occur either due to the presence of an atom or group or due to the presence of an attacking reagent. So this leads to four types of effect, that are inductive effect, resonance effect, electromagnetic effect, and hyperconjugation effect. So next come to inductive effect. So this is a permanent effect which arises due to the presence of more electronegative atom at one end of carbon chain. So what is the definition? So the inductive effect may be defined as the permanent displacement of electron pairs, the shared pair of electrons in the carbon skeleton due to presence of different electronegativity atom at the end of carbon chain. Okay, so this inductive effect again classified into two types. Taking hydrogen as the standard, there are two types of inductive effect. One is known as plus I effect, positive inductive effect, another known as minus I effect or negative inductive effect. So the inductive effect is mainly two types. One is plus I effect. So first we will write minus I negative. So first write down negative effect minus I effect. So inductive effect is shortly known as I effect. I effect is the two types minus I effect and plus I effect. So first electron withdrawing inductive effect or minus I effect. So atoms or group of atoms having electron withdrawing capacity more than hydrogen if attached to one end of the carbon chain, then that is known as your minus I effect. And the some groups which has more tendency to withdraw electrons than that of hydrogen are Nr3 plus, that is a quaternary salt, reserve trialkyl ammonium ion, trialkyl ammonium ion, and then O2, then cyanide, COH, chloride, fluoride, bromide, iodide, then methoxy, then hydroxy, then phenyl, then hydrogen. And these groups are also called electron attracting groups or electron withdrawing groups. In short, we can write EWG. Okay, so note down this. Next, electron releasing inductive effect. So it's also called plus I effect. So release electron, this is called plus I effect. Atoms or group of atoms having smaller electron attracting power than that of hydrogen are referred to as having electron repelling effect. So the decreasing order of electron repelling or releasing ability of different atoms or groups are, so O minus, CO minus, CH3 whole tertiary butyl, then this is your isopropyl group, then ethyl, or if general propyl, then ethyl, then methyl, then hydrogen. The decreasing ability of electron releasing characteristics is more electron releasing than this. This group is more releasing than hydrogen in this way. So these groups are called electron releasing groups. Next, what are the characteristics of inductive effect? This is a permanent effect and generally it operates over single bond. That is only the sigma bond. Okay, operates over the sigma bond or single bond. It is irreversible in nature. So, in which side this is present, the electronegative group is present. In that direction, the electron moves in this way. This is irreversible in nature. So this effect gradually decreases while moving away from the atom involved in the initial polarization, and it is negligible after the 4 number of carbon atom. Okay, and this power gradually decreases if this is present like this. So here the polarizing, how it is polarized, this is more polarized than this, then this, then this. So this group generally decreases, the ability generally decreases at the distance from the polar bond increases, then the inductive effect decreases. That may be plus side, that may be minus side, both these decreases. The displacement of electron do not leave their orbitals, only the orbital is deformed, causing polarization of the bond. So total electron do not shift from here to here, only slight polarization takes place. Okay. The extent of polarization depends upon the polarizing ability of groups or atoms. If an atom having more polarizing power, then its polarization power is more than that of the other. For example, if fluorine is present and nitro group is present, nitro group is more polarizable than that of more polarized the bond. Nitro group polarize the bond more than that of fluorine. So note down this. Next come to applications of inductive effect. So first it explains the reactivity of alkyl halides. First come to it explains the reactivity of alkyl halides. So alkyl halides are more reactive than that of hydrocarbons, that is alkanes. Suppose there is RH and there is Rx. So Rx is more reactive than that of RH because X is more electronegative. In this way, it withdraws electrons towards it. So in this way, due to this bond polarization, so here bond polarization takes place, for which bond breaking also makes easier. So bond polarization takes place, which makes the easier for the bond breaking. In this way, this is more reactive than that of this. Similarly, if there are different types of alkyl halides, primary alkyl halide, that is Rx, secondary alkyl, suppose instead of Rx, I write like this, R CH2X, this is the primary alkyl halide, and another R, then CHX, this is secondary alkyl halide, and RCRX, tertiary alkyl halide. So primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, and tertiary alkyl halide. So tertiary alkyl halide, this one is more reactive than that of this, To this secondary alkyl halide, you can write CH, R, and RX. So friend, if there is one group, it gives electron, it releases electron towards halogen. There are two alkyl groups. So there are two alkyl groups, they releases electron towards, So to intensify here, and this group again intensified the electron density on this halogen atom. So this two group intensify the electron density on halogen atom, it becomes more polar and bond breaking takes place easier. And here also there are three alkyl groups. They repel electron towards it, and again this group repel electron towards it. So this group now withdraws electron more easily. So in this way, this group is more reactive than that of this, So in this way, this is more reactive than that of this. So the reactivity of alkyl halides. So between hydrocarbons and alkyl halides are more reactive than that of hydrocarbons. Similarly, between primary, secondary, and tertiary alkyl halides, the tertiary alkyl halides are more reactive than secondary than that of primary. So look here, reactivity of alkyl halides, Rx is greater than Rx is more reactive than Rh. So alkyl halide more reactive than this. In this way, tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive than secondary than primary. So this is primary, this is secondary, and this is tertiary. So due to presence of minus I group of alkyl halide, alkyl halide is polar in nature due to minus I group in alkyl halide, that is it is polar in nature. In this way, more reactive than hydrocarbon. Similarly, the reactivity of different alkyl halide follows the order. This is the order because the presence of more this alkyl group intensifies the minus I effect of this halogen, for which the halogen can be removed easily. Okay. So note down this. Next come to dipole moment. So when minus I effect increases, the dipole moment of compound increases. Okay. So when minus I effect increases, dipole moment of molecule increases. For example, CH3I has less dipole moment than CH3Br has less dipole moment than CH3F. Okay, because so why this is so? Because minus I group, the electron withdrawing tendency of fluorine follows the order fluorine is more than fluorine. Okay, here another example. Suppose I write here CH3Cl, then CH3F. So fluorine more greater than fluorine, then bromine, then iodine. In this way, it has more tendency than this. This is more polar than this, than this, than this. Okay. Next, coming to another, it is relative. The electron will explains the relative acidic strength of carboxylic acids. So, presence of minus I group increases the acidic strength, while the presence of plus I group decreases the acidic strength. Okay, so for example, Cl, CH, H, C, double one O, H is there, and another CH, C, double one O, H is there. So actually the substance which has the tendency to give H plus ion. So due to this presence of electron withdrawing group, here presence of electron withdrawing group, or we can say minus I group is present, and here presence of electron releasing group or plus I group present. Okay, so presence due to which this withdraw electron and this carbon again withdraw electron from here, it withdraw electron from here. So in this way the oxygen, now the electron density around the oxygen atom decreases. As the electron density around oxygen atom decreases, it attracts the electrons from this OH towards it. So for which release of H plus become easier. Similarly, but here look at here, this is the present CH3 group is there, electron releasing group. It releases electron towards carbon, and carbon again releases towards this oxygen. So the electron density on oxygen atom increases. So the electron density increases, the release of H plus become difficult. The release of H plus become difficult. So electron density attracts electrons, the tendency to release H plus become difficult. In this way, this is weaker acid as compared to chloroacetic acid. Similarly, if there is one chlorine atom present, if two chlorine atoms are present, then that is more acidic. If three chlorine atoms are present, then that is more acidic in this way. Another thing I want to say here, so suppose CH3, CH, Cl, COOH, and another given CH2, Cl, CH2, COOH. Between 2 chloropropanoic acid and 3 chloropropanoic acid, 2 chloropropanoic acid is more acidic than this. Why this is so? So this is because the inductive effect decreases as the distance of carbon atom, as the length of carbon atom increases, as the bond length increases, or the distance of carbon atom increases. As the distance increases, then the inductive effect, the effect of the plus side or minus side, the minus side effect or the plus side effect, the inductive effect decreases as the distance increases. So here the Cl is attached to the carbon atom or directly attached to the COH, it is at alpha position and it is at beta position, and it is more distance than this. So here less inductive effect than this. In this way, this one is less acidic than this. And again I want to say here, suppose H, one thing here. So CCl3, COOH, this is more acidic. Then CCl2, Cl, ClH, COOH, and this is greater than Cl, CH, COOH. This is more acidic than CH3, COOH. And similarly, if we write NO2, CH2, COOH, this one is more acidic. Then F, CH2, COOH, more acidic than Cl, CH2, COOH. Because the tendency of nitro group is more than fluorine than chlorine. So in this way, it is more acidic than this and than this. Okay. So relative acidic strength of, it explains the relative acidic strength of carboxylic acids. So if there is presence of minus I group like chlorine, it withdraws electrons from throughout this sigma bond, it withdraws electron, and in this hydrogen atom gets the positive charge and release of H plus become easier. Or you can say the oxygen atom become more electronegative. The oxygen atom become electropositive and which electronegative nature. In this way, it attracts the electron towards it and release of H plus become easier. So presence of minus I group attached to carboxylic withdraws electron density towards it, which decreases the electron density around hydrogen atom, which facilitates the release of H plus ion. Instead of hydrogen, we can also write the oxygen atom also. Okay. So presence of minus I group increases the acidic strength, whereas presence of plus I group decreases the acidic strength. So similarly, Cl chloroacidic acid is stronger than acetic acid. Similarly, formic acid between acetic acid and formic acid is stronger than acetic acid. So presence of here minus here plus I group and here presence of minus I group. And more the number of minus I group present, more is the acidic nature. So trichloroacidic acid stronger than dichloroacidic acid and chloroacidic acid. Similarly, minus I group nearer to COH group, more is the acidic strength. That is 2-chloropropanoic acid is stronger than 3-chloropropanoic acid. Similarly, more is the electron withdrawing tendency, more is the acidic strength. So nitroacetic acid is stronger than chloroacetic acid than chloroacetic acid. So note down this. Next comes to another application. It explains the relative basic strength of amines. So amines are basic in nature due to presence of lone pair of electrons on them, and they have the tendency to receive H plus ion. So in this these are more basic than that of ammonia. So here methyl group, this donors electron, release electron towards nitrogen, and release electron towards nitrogen. The electron density on nitrogen atom increases, for which the receive of H plus that are called protonation becomes easier. In this way, it is more basic than ammonia. So presence of plus I group increases the basic strength, while presence of minus I group decreases the basic strength. So here CH3NH is more basic than ammonia due to presence of this methyl group. But when chloramine is less basic than that of ammonia because there is a presence of minus I group. It is withdraws electron towards it. In this electron density of nitrogen atom decreases and the receive of H plus become difficult. Similarly, more is the number of plus I group, more is the basic strength. And here the basic strength of amine, this dimethylamine is greater than methylamine. There is an exception, that is when we consider about the more number of, okay, so first note down this. So this is, if there is presence of more plus I group, then the resistance would be more. Similarly, this is true in case of amines or basic medium or vapor. That is, this is true in vapor state or in non-aqueous medium. But when it comes about aqueous medium, this is different. Okay, so in aqueous medium, this is the resistance that is slightly different. There is some exceptions. Look here. So in case of inductivity, we consider, then we can write, or instead of writing this, I write like this: CH3 whole thrice and CH3 that is tertiary amine, CH3 and CH3 and CH3. Okay, this is tertiary amine, and there is secondary amine NH and CH3, and that is primary amine. Instead of writing here, I am writing here, so that same way we can express the structure, and another CH3 NH H. So when we compare this, so this should have more basic than this and then this, but due to this presence of CH3 group, there is a this CH3 group, these are bulkier group. So due to presence of bulkier groups, the protonation, the receive of H plus become difficult. So due to presence of this, look here, hydrogen had very small size and methyl group has larger size. The larger size is called a bulkier group. So due to bulkier group, so nitrogen atom has smaller size and this 3-methyl group has a larger size. Due to which the protonation, the receive of H plus become difficult. So due to this steric effect, this tertiary amine becomes less basic than that of secondary amine and primary amine. Okay, so due to steric effect, another effect had applied. This due to steric effect, tertiary amine is less basic. CH3 whole thrice N is less basic, and the basic strength order is basic strength order is CH3 whole twice NH greater than CH3 NH2 greater than CH3 whole thrice N then ammonia. Okay, or we can write secondary greater then primary greater than tertiary then ammonia. This is the basic strength order. Okay, so these are some applications of inductive effect.